Uh, Guys, it's actually the next day. Yesterday was my birthday. While Alex did hang out with me, he definitely needed to go home, and we were having dinner here at my house. So we decided to do, also because we were missing a couple things, we decided to wait till the next day, and I will take care of the seats today. So this morning I had to go to Lowe's. All right, I had to go to Lowe's to buy pretty much everything under the sun because it isn't included with your seats. So, to mount it to the seats, I had to grab washers, bolts. The seats to the brackets. I had to go out buy washers, bolts. Also, to get the seat buckle to move over to the next car. You also have to go out and get a bolt. While you could use the same nut, I found it easier just to get a different nut and bolt, and I'll put the bolts that are on the stock ones back onto the stock seat. This way I don't lose it, because I am going to be holding on to them just in case in the future that I do want to sell this car. The seats can be taken out, obviously. Driver's side, what I ended up doing for the past for the past hour or so, I decided to do it first. So what I did is I decided to do the driver's side. The driver's side looks really good. I like that. I like it a lot. Obviously, I mean, down at the bottom, you're not going to get that nice OEM look down at the bottom, especially since the plastic pieces that are usually there, you have to take it out to mount everything, and they can't go back because of the slider. I am, in fact, running a slider on the car, obviously because I want it to kind of be OEM, have an OEM kind of finish to it, be able to kind of use it like it's OEM, and yeah. But other than that, I mean, it looks really, really good, guys. I mean, I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but it looks really good in there. So, being that like I said, I spent a lot of time on this for the past day, couple hours. I'm gonna do the passenger side now. Now I know with the SRS, cars with SRS will have a light on not only the dash, but also the passenger side seat will always be on, because now there's no more sensor for the occupancy sensor. So we're gonna have to figure that out. I don't know if it needs to go in there. I think if the occupancy sensor it gets unplugged, I think it's just gonna make it so that just got hit in the face with a leaf. I think if I unplug the occupancy sensor, the airbag's just gonna be on all the time instead of being off when nobody's in the car, or on when somebody's in the car. I mean, there's no real way to bypass it without taking my stock seat apart, and I'm not about to do that right now. But yeah. Also, Alex said that when he did the passenger seat in the Subaru, he had an issue that until he bypassed the SRS, he had to do something because it was just chiming. Now that's a Subaru, Toyota. I don't know if it's gonna be the same thing, so it's just something that we're gonna have to obviously look out for. But yeah. Also, I don't have resistors to trip the SRS, so that's something that we're gonna have to go revisit in the future. It definitely needs to be done. I'm just trying to decide whether or not I want to do it. Let me talk it over. I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I decided to go ahead and install the rear seats. So, a little confusion. I'm not sure if this is the correct way to do it. I'm still waiting to hear back from somebody who has installed these seats before, and see what they did with their car, and hopefully things will end up working out. So while we wait for them to respond, we're gonna get this ready to go into the car. So let me bring you guys closer and let's take a look at it. All right. Alright, so the Braum seats already have the bolts in it for the seats, in the bolts for the sliders in the seats. Sorry guys, it's getting a little bit late. Later in the afternoon. I didn't get much sleep last night. So what we're going to do, let's get these out of here. And once they're out of here, I'm going to pick up the sliders and show you guys what to do next. Alright guys, so I was able to get the bottom one in, and then at the top you just have to put this one in. Make sure you don't over tighten the bottom until you can get the top in, and then to move it out of the way again, you just have to kind of push down on the lever, shift it down, in, shift it back up, make sure it's all the way tight on the bottom as well. So let me do that to the other side, and then I'll catch up with you guys and talk to you guys about the bracket to put it inside the car. Alright guys, so I got both of them in. They're good to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this bar now. This is the one you use to be able to adjust the seat while it's in the car. Let me get this thing off this. There we go. Alright, so now that it's unwrapped, there is 2 sets of holes on the bracket itself. You're going to hook these up. There is 2 outputs on both sides, and it is curved. So if you want to make sure that you're going to want to make sure you put it in there so that obviously the curve can go up, and this way it's not down. Connect one side. It's obviously not going to fit properly. You're going to have to finagle it in there. It does bend. It's meant to bend to be able to get into where the seat goes. Just kind of have to finagle it in there. I promise it was easier before. Alright, got the bottom one in, top one in. Make sure everything is okay. So now you should have free range to move these up. So what I found before is to put this putting this in and then being able to move this all the way up definitely helps when installing the bracket that goes into the car, putting it all the way up. So this way you can get the planted bracket onto this. Let me go grab the bracket real quick, because I just realized it's not over here. And I will come back and explain to you what I got at Lowe's. Alright, so I got the planted bracket. It's nice. You can tell which side is which. I found that when you put it on here, the holes basically line up perfectly with the top ring. Once you go down one, there's really nothing much else to grab onto. If you move over to the other side, obviously then it's off center. So it's kind of centering it on the outside holes at the top and the bottom worked. So the top hole at the on the top, in the middle, and then everything else should basically line up. So what did I get from Lowe's to be able to do this? At least my kit was not included. I know that I read on a couple other kits that they were included. So what you're going to need, we're going to need a bolt for a bolt, a nut, and a washer for the seatbelt buckle. The seatbelt buckle in the TC does not come out by itself. Does not come out of the car, so you have to go out and get aftermarket ones. This is just a regular hex. I did stainless steel. If you guys want the exact measurements, I'll put it down below. This is an M10 1.5 35 Hillman. So I would assume that it's 35 long, 10 mil, and it's a 1.5 thread. Same thing, got stainless steel nuts, and I do have washers. They should be here. On the driver's side, I put 2 big washers, thinking, okay, well, I'll need it for the spacer. I'm going to see if I have another one. It's just a this kind of washer. I definitely made it so that it'll fit perfectly for the buckle. It'll also allow for this to go through. So I did this, the buckle, a washer, through the bracket, into a nut, tighten it down. But if you don't give it enough spacers, the 35, I couldn't find anything smaller than this at my Lowe's. Like I said, it might vary for you guys. This is just what I've been using, because like I said, it wasn't included with the kit. So just this is what I found. Like I said, it was a little bit too long, so I have to put another spacer in here for it to work properly. So once I'm gonna do this one last. I just want to show you guys. So like I did have to go out and get stuff for this. So so that's for the buckle. For the seat itself, to get it onto the bracket, I went out. Again, couldn't really find too much stuff. So this is a M6 1, so the threading, and the 25 is the length. At first, when I first put them on, they looked like they were kind of long, but they actually fit perfectly for where I am. And like I said, I couldn't find any. Actually, I found 20s. The 20s would have worked. I decided to go a little bit bigger just in case. So, like I said, the 20s would have worked, so you guys could have gone away with that. But the 25s, I would say don't go any higher than the 25. There's that. I got a washer for this side. Again, just a regular washer to go over it. I'm going to be doing the bolt, a washer, goes through the bracket into another washer that is wider. So I got these for the top because it wouldn't go into the bracket, and then for that wouldn't go into the slider. And then I got something a little bit bigger so that it'll at least be held on by the bracket from there. So these are just 18, and then the ones for up top, not exactly sure. It's just 6mm. All right. So what else? Is that it? I think that's it for that piece. And then once I start putting it on, I'll kind of stop by and talk to you guys in a minute or so. So let me start putting this stuff together. Inside, I won't lie, I did have help to be able to do this from my girlfriend. So we're just gonna let me get this ready, and I will catch up with you guys in a sec. All right, so I was just talking to somebody that who's done these seats in the past. Basically, he just left everything unplugged underneath. And after talking with him, there's really there's no way to be able to take everything out on the stock seat and put it into here. So it literally just looks like on the passenger side, it's just going to be there. We'll have to trick the airbag sensor. This way we don't get any lights from that. But at that point, it's an SRS light, so we're probably just going to have like a bunch of other lights on the dash. When I go to get my car inspected, I'll just have to take out the passenger seat for put the one back in. So yeah, let me. So I just wanted to give you guys that update. So let me get this stuff ready, and then I will show you what I did for the bracket. All right, guys. So the buckle's on this side, so the far side. What I ended up doing is I put in the outside portion first, so the side with the lever. I put this one side in. This way it's in, and it'll rest. It won't go anywhere because of the buckle piece right here. So, sorry, I'm just looking at Riley's message. So, thank you, Riley, actually. Thank you, Riley, because Riley, I probably would still be sitting here looking at this if I was getting frustrated. So, let me... so what I ended up doing is the top one, obviously you won't be able to get to the bottom ones until you move the slider down. So just get another bolt, another bolt washer bolt nut ready to go into this side and put it in. All right. Let me do that real quick and we'll go from there. All right. So I guess I should let you guys know. Obviously, you don't want to tighten them down until you are ready to put everything back together, or until everything is in there tight. So what you're gonna end up, I was only able to get a 10 mil. I was only able to get a 10 mil into the bracket, the slider itself. Anything too much bigger than that, you're gonna run into issues not being able to get a socket in there to be able to hold it, or even just a regular wrench to be able to hold it. So my suggestion is, if you are going to use the sliders, don't go anything bigger than a 10 millimeter head. So yeah, let me get this on here. Like I said, you don't want to tighten it down too much. I'm just tightening it a little bit so I can get in there without needing to put too much force. All right. I'm probably got to loosen them up because I definitely did tighten them down way too much. So once these are not so tight but not so loose, you'll want to move the seat up. So that's adjusted. That can be moved, and then this side, there you go. So now this should be able to shift a little bit. All right. So now that it's able to shift, let's move the bracket down so we can do the bottom ones. So now that this bracket is in there, it's definitely easier to be able to move this down. I do feel like these sliders they're obviously not the greatest sliders. But yeah, can you come down? Is it because these things are off? Is that as far as you want to go? I'm going to assume that's as far as that side wants to go down. So be it, whatever. So now, as long as you're able to get behind it now to be able to put in your other two bolts into this. Now, whether or not this is going to save you, I've heard bad things about these seats. When I first bought them, someone did tell me that, oh, if you crash, they have a tendency to break. Obviously, when you put stuff like this into your car, there's stuff that is definitely stuff does give you the there is a weak point. There is something that could fail on any system that you do, especially since it's not something that is recommended. Did I really lose the other washers? All right, let me find these washers, and I will talk to you guys in a sec. So the washer was right in front of me. The bag disappeared, so the washers are outside. I don't even know where I was. So yeah, like I said, it's safety. I mean, you're putting aftermarket seats. They're not the great. They're not what was put in the car. In racing seats, obviously, you would do like a bucket style. These are obviously, this is just like a OEM plus kind of look. If I like this look, I might even consider changing out the interior on the stock seats to mimic this kind of look with the black leather and the white stitching. So I do think that's a good idea. So if these seats if I end up liking these seats, or I don't end up liking these seats, and I want to go back to the stock comfy seats, the ones that are supposed to be in there, I obviously didn't tear up those seats. Those seats are still going to be around. I'm not throwing them away. I'm not selling them. They're just going to be sitting in a corner collecting dust, probably with the covers that I got from Braum on them. Like I said, that's more or less just a thing for me. Like I said, if I like these seats and I want to stay on these seats, or I want to go more to a comfier seat, I can always put the stock seats back in and be able to enjoy life. I did take a test sit, to just to see how the seat feels and whether or not I like it. I do like the seat. You definitely do sit low. Because these brackets, they're not meant to have the plastic pieces go over them. They're not meant to have that factory look to them. So it's gonna look kind of like, I don't know what the best word is for it, but you'll get my drift if you do it yourself. So yeah. Oh, sorry for the wind, guys. It's a weird day. It's gonna pour tonight. So I'm trying to do this because tomorrow, with you guys, so the next video for you guys, Alex and I are going on a cruise. We're just gonna go on a nice cruise. We're gonna take the girlfriends. When I first took off this week, I told Alex, I'm like, listen, Saturday is about just hanging out. We're gonna do some. My family's gonna be here. My girlfriend's family's coming over. So we're just gonna go off do a little cruise. We're gonna bring you guys. Not sure if anybody else is gonna be coming around. I'm probably gonna send a couple messages tonight to see if anybody wants to come out with us tomorrow. So yeah. So once this is done, tighten up the bottom ones. And then obviously slide it back up and tighten up the top ones. Make sure they're center in there, as everything like that. So let me do that, and then I will come back. We'll talk. Let me see if I can find another washer for the buckle itself. Yeah, I'll be right back. Guys, so the camera died. Well, it didn't die, but it's about to, and it won't let me record what I need to record. So, I was able to find a washer in the shed. So we have this washer, we have a nut, and there should be another washer around here somewhere. Oh, it is right here. So it's a little bit bigger of a washer. We'll put that on the inside. So we'll do this one like that through the buckle, which is right here. Oh, haha, this is not the buckle. This is the buckle. So once that is on, you just put the, oh, sorry. So you have that there. Guys, I'm really sorry. The battery died. It sat out here for way too long. So, like I said, so I did bolt, washer, the buckle, washer, bolt, and then this will go through. It'll go through right here. Now, the only bad thing that I find is that these do not move with the seats themselves. I might see if I could try to find a smaller bolt, because, well, of course, you probably even could get away with putting another spacer in here, but you know, so be it. If you're running the stock seat buckles and everything, you're obviously gonna have to do something and do your own research. Like I said, this bolt is probably a little bit too long for what I need it for, so this will just be a temporary solution. No one's gonna be really in my car till tomorrow, and then my girlfriend can just suffer and sit where the seat sits. So let me put this in here. Also, the seat's also all the way forward, so once it's back here, it won't rub as much. So let me put the buckle in here, and I will talk to you guys in a sec. Alright guys, so we're on. So we got the bolts on. All these are nice and tight. And at this point, it's ready to go in the car. The slider works. What else? What else is there to talk about? At this point, make sure you guys, I guess, I mean, if you don't have to, but I would make sure that you guys clean where the stock seats were. Because if you don't, well, let's just say I clean my car often. It's still dirty underneath there. So yeah, let me put this in here real quick because actually it looks like it's about to pour, which it's supposed to. So let me go do this and yeah, talk to you guys in a sec. Boys and girls, they look so good now. I have to clean the interior a little bit more, but it looks so good. They're back together. You see a connector down there. Not bad. It looks like it's gonna pour. It doesn't look like it's over there, but it's definitely gonna pour at some point tonight. So yeah, that's it. I think I'm gonna go for a nice tomorrow. Alex and I, maybe the girlfriends, if they both decide to come with us, we are gonna go for a nice cruise. We'll probably hit up Bear Mountain, Seven Lakes, and a place called Seawall by me. You probably won't know where it is unless you are from around here, or yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I think we're gonna call it quits there, guys. I know a lot of stuff happened. I know it's 2 days in this, but as you guys can see, we are starting to pop out a little bit more content for you guys. I have to buy more batteries for my camera, even though I'm pretty sure that my iPhone camera is 10 times better than the camera that's, yeah. Anyway, so let me clean this stuff up, guys. I'm gonna catch you guys tomorrow with Alex. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys want us to do next. We worked on the TL today. We worked on the TC today. It's honestly, it's about time. I am just waiting on a couple more things for the Skyline. We have new brakes coming in. We're gonna be painting the brakes. We're gonna be start looking into different colors that we're gonna want to put onto the Skyline. But anyway, I digress. It's time to go. I'll catch you guys in the next one, alright? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you guys want to see next, alright? Later.